As we are jumping into a new year, I'm super excited at just how far we've come as a community. I'm super excited at how far you guys have come, the ideas, the creativity, the engagement, the support. And this year in elevation, one of the things that I want you to understand is that elevation requires focus. It requires action, and it requires us to take a moment and say, okay, I know where I came from. I know clearly where I am. And that way I can know where I'm trying to go. And unfortunately, in social media land, in the internet streets, you're going to hear in this season and in this time frame, you're going to hear resolutions. You're going to hear new year, new me. You're going to hear money, 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 new strategy, new strategy, new strategy, new strategy. But the issue comes in is that everybody's yelling the same thing at you. And one of the reasons why we're starting the year off with the purge is because a lot of times they're yelling new strategy, make more money, 10x, this and that. They're yelling all of these things at you. And some of it is valid and some of it is not. It's very hard for you to be able to determine who's who until you actually utilize their services. But they're yelling these things and people are going and getting them, but they're not seeing any action. They're not seeing any progress. And so, what the frustration was for a lot of small business owners and entrepreneurs in 2019 was that they had realized that over the years they had paid out thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and they did not see any return on that investment. Or the return on the investment did not beat out what they had actually invested. They okay, they may have gotten some exposure. That's great. But in the bigger scheme of things, you put out $50,000 for you to be on somebody's platform, and you may have gotten one client. But that one client was not just your client, they were somebody else's client as well. And so people, it really ended the year in a really negative headspace because they were trying to figure out, oh my goodness, do I go back to a job? Oh my goodness, do I quit this as my side gig, or am I still going to do this? This was the conversation that I've had with many entrepreneurs, even to the point where they get to me and they've gone through so much, they've had their head up against the wall so much that they're like, I don't even have the finances to pay you. I don't have, I can't join your program right now because, I'm looking at all of this money that I just spent. And so it brought me to an interesting space because I said, wow, here it is. We have a community where you guys are getting access to so much. You guys get training videos, you guys get resources, you get opportunities that are shared in the community. Like, that's the reason why we have the group for the accountability, is so that way you get resources, you get the information you need, you get exactly what you need to be able to hit this thing hit the ground running. Like, it's not a mastermind, it's a membership, but it's a membership where we're not nickel and diming you for every single thing. You have it, but are you taking advantage of what's in front of you? And that's the biggest piece, that people went and they downloaded all of these ebooks, and they received all these free books in the mail, and they did all of these things, but you saw no action in your business or in your brand. You saw nothing happen. Or the things that happen, you were looking for a rushing river of revenue, and the only thing that you saw was a few sprinkles here and there. And a lot of times it's because analysis paralysis. We collecting stuff. We're hoarding information because of FOMO. And this is where we break all of that. That's why when people come to me and they're like, oh, well, should we do this and should we do that? If you're in the community, I'm going to say, no, don't do all of that. Check to see what we have in the community already before you go forward. Before you go buying the next program and buying into the next thing. Why? Because I made a commitment to you, World Voice League, that you would no longer waste time, energy, and money. And I stand by that commitment. And in making that commitment, it was because I wasted time, energy, and money. It's because I still see entrepreneurs and small business owners wasting time, energy, and money. You're going and taking a course on how to do Facebook ads and still don't understand it by the end of the course. So now you should have just took that money and paid somebody to do the ad for you. Elevation means that I'm elevating in how I think, in the words that I'm saying. I'm elevating in my actions. I'm elevating in my communication with people, in my relationships. I'm elevating in every area. And it starts with the purge. So the reason we're purging this month is because in reality, most of y'all have spent hundreds and thousands of dollars on things that were just duplicates of what you already had. Many of you, the reason why this membership is so different is because I'm not making you go and purchase all these other different programs, or I'm not sending you to this person and that person and because I get an affiliate and all. No, I get it. I get the need and the desire to make money. But this is the thing. When you start thinking all about the money, then you lose interest in what it is that people actually need. Not everybody needs coaching at this point. Can I tell you that people have put out money? I mean, $20,000, $40,000, $60,000 in coaching and have not taken action that month. And unfortunately, this is where we're at. So in knowing that this is where we are, I said enough is enough. The purge is this month. We literally have something that we'll be doing every single month. By the end of this year, you will have a business and it will be running 100%. No scams, no trying to sell you on anything else. No, you will have everything that you need. But it will mean absolutely nothing if you don't take action. I can give you every resource in the world. It will mean nothing if you don't take action. So you need to pace yourself. You need to determine where you are and then move forward from there. One of the most valuable assets that you have is your time. And so we're not going to allow anybody to drain you of your time. We done broke this thing down to the point where you guys are going to have weekly things to do for the purge. You're going to have uh, another weekly post to say, okay, so what was your results from the purge? Because the reality is that people will go and look at something, and especially when it comes to challenges, that's the other thing, is we'll run and jump and say yes to all these challenges, and then you don't even go through with the challenge because by day 3 of the challenge, you're not even focused on it. You haven't set any time. Remember, our time is valuable. You haven't even set time to it. Can I tell you something? If you are not willing to set time when it comes to your business, then you do not have a business. Let's be honest. When you were working at a job, you worked at the job. until you got frustrated and then you would be on your phone. But you worked at a job. You had a time where you clocked in, you had a time where you clocked out. So why are we so fearful to do that for our business? There should be something I'm doing for my business every day. There should be something that's moving me forward in my business and my brand, communication that I'm having with people, something that I'm doing that's really setting the bar to another level every single day. It is your daily actions that matter. You can have whatever strategy you want. It could be $1 million strategy, it could be $1 billion strategy, but it will mean absolutely nothing if you're not taking daily actions. It means nothing. Or if you're relying on the fact that you took a strategy with someone who is billionaire or someone who is a millionaire to be the reasoning in your head why you say that you can be successful. No. Our money is valuable. Make a commitment to yourself this year that you're not going to waste it. Your time is valuable. Make a commitment, write it down right now that you will not waste time this year. Your time is valuable. You will be concise in the things that you communicate with people. You will be deliberate about what it is that you want in your business and in your life. You will be deliberate about the things that you want in your relationships because we're not wasting time. We can't get that back. So the commitment that you make is not a commitment to me. It's not a commitment to the World Voice League. It's a commitment to you. So moving forward in this year, that's the first thing that I want you to understand. What's the commitment that I'm making to myself? I want you to write it down. What's your affirmation? Who are you? Because if you don't know who you are, there will always be someone willing to charge you to tell you who they think you should be. Determine who you are so you can move forward.